Dana Joyer once described art as an irreplaceable way of understanding and expressing the world. However, for the more than 4.3 million Australians with disabilities, opportunities to understand and be understood in the world through art are impacted by barriers constructed by society. According to Article 30.2 of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, appropriate measures shall be taken to enable persons with disabilities to have the opportunity to develop and utilize their creative, artistic, and intellectual potential, not only for their benefit, but for the enrichment of society. But how do people realize their creative and artistic potential? People with disabilities have diverse creative and cultural talents and interests, and their participation in the arts reflects this diversity. Some might be practicing as creative or cultural professionals, as musicians, aerial performers, filmmakers, or gallery owners. Others might explore personal expression through creative leisure activities, such as visual art, dance, or writing. And many explore ideas and lived experiences as an audience member of theatre or live performance. Why do people participate in the arts? According to the 2016 National Arts Participation Survey, 66% of Australians with disabilities believe that the arts have a big or very big impact on their sense of well-being and happiness. For many, art promotes social inclusion, helping people to connect to others with similar creative passions. Art also helps people to explore ideas and lived experiences through creative expression, and to share these with others in society so that they can develop their own understanding of what it is like to be in the world from the artist's perspective. People with disabilities face many barriers to accessing and participating in art. But what are barriers? Barriers are things that block the way or restrict access to something. For people with disabilities in the art space, barriers include physical barriers, such as lack of appropriate transport services to venues, restricted parking and drop-off points, lack of wheelchair-accessible entry points to a building, seating arrangements, and limited access to backstage areas in a theatre. Accessibility barriers, such as limited information about accessibility of venues and events, limited booking and ticketing options, and lack of appropriate Auslan interpreting and assistive technologies such as audio induction loops, FM systems, captioning, or audio descriptive services. Financial and systemic barriers, such as ticket costs, additional costs for support workers, transport costs, cost of specialised tools and equipment, lack of access to funding or financial support, and limited financial gain from creative practice. And social barriers, such as negative assumptions and attitudes, stigma, low expectations from employers about ability and professional creative potential, and underrepresentation of people with disabilities in mainstream entertainment and media. Despite these barriers, the 2016 National Arts Participation Survey reports that Australians with disabilities creatively participate in the arts at higher rates than people without disabilities. So, how can we promote inclusivity and better access to make sure this continues? For individuals wanting to support emerging and established artists with disabilities, show support and promote their work to more people by attending shows and art exhibitions, buying artwork, or sharing their work online. Encourage local galleries to offer space for artists to show and sell their work, or offer your own if you have one. And consider donating to organisations like Indelibility Arts, who offer skill-based arts training, workshops, and professional creative opportunities. And for arts organisations and venues where people engage in creative activities for leisure or attend performances as audience members, Caroline Bowditch from Access Arts Victoria offers the following tips. Firstly, include room in your budget for access considerations. It's important to know that 80% of disability is invisible, so as well as considering physical access to a space, also consider budgeting for audio describing, captioning, and Auslan interpreting for shows, making a digital online version of your show for audiences to access remotely, hiring out physically accessible venues, and having a quiet room for audience members to access during the show. Promote shows, classes, and other creative activities with universal access symbols so that people are aware of the accessibility features of the venue and the performance or program itself. Employ performers with disabilities to promote their visibility and increased representation within the arts community. And finally, collaborate with an organisation like Access Arts, who can offer training and advice on the impact of various disabilities and the discrimination people with these disabilities face, and potential barriers and cost-effective solutions to making your venue or activity accessible to a wider audience. To learn more about how you can support artists, arts workers, and audience members with disabilities, follow us on Facebook at Take Part in Art and Instagram at TakePartInArt_OT.